Okay, so let's do the soft plate. The soft plate, if you touch with your tongue the top of your mouth, you will see something hard. If you go towards the back, it becomes soft, and that is your soft plate. Okay? The hard plate and the soft plate, they form a layer that separates the nasal cavity from the oral cavity. Okay? That's what you know first. So soft plate, it is located posteriorly. It is movable. You can move it. And is comprised of muscle fibers, which is covered with a mucous membrane. So if you have here, let me draw on it. Imagine that you have the nasal cavity,
Did you say contain fibers?
contains muscle fibers covered with a mucous membrane. And this is your oral cavity. What separates this from this is this layer, and it's made up of hard palate here and soft palate on the posterior side. Okay, let me draw it a little bit big. Let's say somewhere around here. And this here is your soft palate. This here is your hard palate. Okay. This region, nose. This region, mouth. And what we're discussing is only this, the soft palate. Okay. And it is continuous anteriorly with the hard palate. It is continuous anteriorly with the hard palate. And posteriorly, it is free. Posteriorly, it is hanging freely. And it has a central process called uvula. If you open your mouth, you see something like a boxing bag, shaped like a small boxing bag, and that's the ovula, and it's part of the soft palate, especially the central part. Okay, it's a process of the soft palate, central part, posteriorly. Okay. Now we have two arches. We have two arches that bind. We have two arches that bind the palate to the tongue and the pharynx. Okay, and let me show you what I mean. We have two arches that bind the palate, the soft palate, to the tongue and to the pharynx. Okay, let me show you. And the two arches are called palatopharyngeal and palatoglossal. Palato, palato, palate. Pharyngeal, pharynx. Palato, palate. Glossal is tongue. So one connects the soft palate to the pharynx, and the other connects the soft palate to the tongue. And these arches help connect these two structures, palatopharyngeal and palatoglossus. Okay. Now, let's go back. Now, let me remove all the drawings. And let me share this one. Okay. Now, What are the muscles of the soft palate? And this is the most important part for Sibirski. What are the muscles of the soft palate? A second. Mm, No. The one thing that we need to have is to look at this image. I will share this with you soon because I can't seem to find, I can't present it on the animation because it fails me. Now, when we talk about the soft palate, we need to remember this image, kinda. Um, Let me see. Mhm. Okay, and I'm gonna share this one with you. Okay, so the muscles present here is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So 1, tensor veli palatini, 2, levator veli palatini, 3, palatopharyngeus, 4, palatoglossus. Okay, and of course, there's this muscle too, musculus ovule. Musculus ovule. So we have 5 muscles in total. Tensor veli palatini, levator veli palatini, musculus ovule, palatopharyngeus, palatoglossus. And you can see that we have a muscle found in the first arc, and we have another muscle found in the second arc connecting the soft palate to the pharynx or the soft palate to the tongue. Okay. Now we have to speak about their origins and insertions. Now, tensor veli palatini, talking about this part now, and this part of the tensor veli palatini, it originates from medial pterygoid plate. Medial pterygoid plate. Medial pterygoid plate found here. And inserts into palatine aponeurosis. Palatine aponeurosis. What does it do? If it contracts, it pulls the soft plate. Here, all of this in yellow is soft plate. If it contracts, it pulls it. So it tenses the soft plate, hence tensor. Tensor veli palatini, when it contracts, it pulls on the soft plate and it tenses the soft plate. It originates from the medial pterygoid plates of the sphenoid and inserts into the palatine aponeurosis. The second one is levator veli palatini. And check this out. The levator, the tensor is this and this. So if they pull, one pulls this way and the other pulls this way, they will tense it. But why? Is because each one is attached on a separate end. But look at levator, it's attached at one end in the middle. So if this contracts and this contracts, it will just pull this up. Hence, it will elevate the soft palate. Elevate the soft palate. Now, attachments, it arises from petrous, or it arises from the temporal bone, just the temporal bone, and inserts into palatine aponeurosis. Tensor villi palatini and levator villi palatini, they insert into palatine aponeurosis. The tensor villi palatini originates from the medial pterygoid plate of sphenoid, and they insert into palatine aponeurosis. The levator villi palatini originates from temporal bone and inserts into palatine aponeurosis. One of them tenses soft palate, the other elevates the soft palate. Now we have to talk about the muscles that are found in the arcs. And for you to remember the muscles of the soft palate, if you forget them, remember this. I have a spider in my mouth. Okay, this is this kind of the spider. I have a spider in my mouth. Okay. Number one, palatoglossus. Palatoglossus. So attached to the soft palate, that's the palato part, and then glossus attached to the tongue. Palatoglossus. Okay. The palatoglossus originates from palatine aponeurosis and insert into side of the tongue. Palatoglossus originates from palatine aponeurosis, inserts to lateral parts of the tongue. What does it do? It will pull the soft palate towards the tongue. Palatopharyngeus originates from palatine aponeurosis, inserts into the thyroid cartilage. Thyroid cartilage. What does it do? Helps in swallowing. The musculus ovule, the last thing I want to say about this one, musculus ovule, if it contracts, it shortens the ovule. It shortens the ovule. Okay. Now, let's discuss innervation. How are they innervated?
Can you just do the origin of palatopharyngeus again? Just
Palatopharyngeus, from the name palatopharyngeus, palato is soft palate. So we will say palatine aponeurosis. And inserts thyroid cartilage. Now, the innervation of all of those, the innervation innervation is usually here um, sensory, and it is innervated by the maxillary branch of trigeminal. Sensory innervation, maxillary branch of trigeminal. Okay, guys, this was the soft palate. We're done. Mhm.
did you say mandibular or maxillary?
Maxillary. Sensory innervation is maxillary. Okay. So now, Maya, please highlight those two issues in your list. Okay, we're done with this one. Okay, let's see what we can cover quickly.
Could you could you maybe do like the brachial plexus or like the cervical plexus?
Yes, let's do cervical plexus. It's very easy. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Yes, cervical plexus.
Okay, bro, I gotta go now. Thank you so much for the class.
No worries, man. Have a good day.
Yeah, bye.
Bye. Okay, Maya, let's do cervical plexus. For the cervical plexus, I had a video and I need you to draw it with me. I know it might be very confusing, but I will revise it with you, and you only need to know that and um, basically when you study cervical plexus, you have to know the roots, where it originates from. Then you have to know the branches. Then you have to know what it innervates. And it's basically a practice drawing that you can practice, let's say, 5 times, and you'll be done with this issue. And I'll show you this drawing. It makes your memorization more fun. Mm, get out my YouTube channel. Just give me a second. Mm, mm. And I'll this out, and I'll go here. Mm, yep. So cervical plexus. Okay. Okay. So what did I do? I didn't share this with you. Just give me a second. Do you see my screen now?
Yeah.
Okay.